Books as furniture. As furniture, they have been widely esteemed in diverse places through many ages. People decorate their rooms with the furniture that was intended to be an ornament of the soul, as if they were bronzes and statues. They employ them as the accessories of a Chippendale suite, which is glorified by the presence of these mute embodiments of brainwork and energy. Some covet to have libraries in their houses, as ladies have cupboards of plate in their chambers, only for show, as if they were only to furnish their rooms and not their minds. The lettered fop now takes a larger scope, with classic furniture designed by Hope, whom upholsterers eye with mute despair, the doughty pendant of an elbow chair. We know the gaudy volumes that repose at all the points of the compass, on the drawing-room tables of apartment houses, in the rooms of doctors and dentists, where patients bide their time sadly. Some books are intended for ornament, manufactured for decoration, born furniture, destined for show. But even then, no furniture so charming as books, claims Sydney Smith, even if you never open them or read a single word. And when they are not made for furniture, nothing else too beautifully furnishes a room. The plainest row of cloth or paper cover books is more significant of refinement than the most elaborately carved etagerie or sideboards. Another will have a house furnished with books rather than furniture. John Bright prefers a room well stocked with books to any decoration which the highest art can supply. Some range them with bric-a-brac, knick-knacks, articles of virtue in domestic collections. Others with ornaments, setting them on the tops of pianofortes, in parlor windows, on tables. There was once a curious trade in table books, specially wrought for this purpose, as those ladies of Llangollen, Lady Eleanor Butler and Miss Sarah Ponsonby, at Place Nude, where they lived together for 50 years without going away for a single night, surrounded, as Lockhart found when he visited them with Sir Walter Scott, by bijouterie cabinets and glass cases, books, whirligigs of every shape and hue. Among the books they were gratified to find illustrated copies of Scott's poems. But much as the ladies delighted to have books among their bric-a-brac, they were seldest readers. I speak it not to detract from such as are so virtuous and noble as to revere books for their content, rather than their seeming, for I hold firmly with Sir Edmund Gosse that books are the furniture of the mind, and do much respect and honour students and bookmen. But this desire for books as furniture, to have them about on shelves, tables, windowsills, whatnots, overmantels, sideboards, etc., is in the nature of praise, symbolical and adverted homage. He was for reading books, not looking at them, and contemplating the luxurious unread collections. He rejoiced at the conflagration at Alexandria. Our idle book hunters know about nothing but titles and bindings, their chests of cedar and ivory, and the bookcases that fill the bathroom are nothing but fashionable furniture. Young supports him in his satire, The Love of Fame. Thy gaudy shelves with crimson bindings glow. The Epicurus is a perfect bow. How fit for thee, bound up in crimson too, gilt, and like them, devoted to the view. Thy books are furniture, methinks 'tis hard that science should be purchased by the yard, and then turned upholsterer send home the gilded leather to fit up thy room. Nevertheless, the taste is widespread, and the commerce of bookselling is ready to meet it, even in so great a seat of learning as Oxford. We can offer, so runs the advertisement of a book dealer in the famous High Street of that illustrious city, a quantity of well-bound books suitable as furniture at the following clearance prices. Lists of titles on application. I doubt not that such collections go to furnish those fine houses, of which Oliver Wendell Holmes has records, where a library is a part of the upholstery, and such booksellers in this respect little more than upholsterers. The learned Dr. Routh, president of Magdalen College, Oxford, for over 60 years, editor of the Reliquae Sacrae, knew better than to decorate his cupboard doors with sham books, as some do. He lined all his walls with real books, dining rooms, drawing rooms, corridors, even staircase and hall, as Mercurius Rusticus himself saw on his tour of research into the cause of bibliophobia in 1830, and was gratified to note that the doctor's house contained the same goodly book furniture as of old, outvying in intrinsic worth all the velvet and silk and chintz hangings of the proudest palace in Christendom. In this wise, doubtless, Charles Lamb thought on his cheerful dining room in Holbrook, Row near Sadler's Well Theatre, all studded over and rough with books. Maglebecki, in his great passion for books, went even farther. He lived in a cavern of books, slept on them, wallowed in them. They were his bed and board, his only furniture, his chiefest need. For sleep he spread an old rug over a heap of them, and so composed himself, or he would cast himself fully clothed among the books which covered his couch. In the same manner it is recorded of a bibliomaniac of the early days of the last century, whose collection was choice, costly, and copious, that no man loved more to embed himself amongst them. His pillow-case, Columbus's letter of 1493, stitched to the original challenge of Crichton, his counterpane, the large paper Hernay's formerly in Dr. Mead's library, still glittering in their primitive Morocco attire, his mattress, large papers of Dugdale's, his bed curtains, slips of the original Bayeux tapestry. I know what can be said against these extravagances, and record them not for argument, still less for condemnation, but to show farther how every man uses his books for his own end.